my goodness, Forsaken is looking super hype of the train of the hype. You know, it's exciting, but let's talk about that annual pass. Because, well, that was the most, well, I would not say most talked about, but there was like a lot of people that were either, they didn't like it at all, the annual pass being thrown at us, with this new expansion, like where we have to pay for that as well. There was people who were mixed about it, like, I don't know, and then there was people that were just like, yeah, this is good. And, number one, it was very bad that they were very vague on these DLCs when they announced it. Like, you could buy it, and they didn't really go into much detail. They were just like, content with names? Yeah, enticing, right? But even before they gave us detail, it was good to know that they are learning the mistakes of Taken King. And yes, I know we have to spend the money, but you gotta understand, like, to yourself, what is worth that amount to you? I mean, people spend money on skins in other games, I mean, Fortnite, and it's just a skin. So with Destiny, these are actual content drops with new weapons, new events, and so on. And they will have, the seasons are still free, but within the annual pass, we're getting like these expansions that are like Warmind and Curse of Osiris, but in my opinion, could be better because I think they learned their lesson. I'll go into detail about that, but again, let's first talk about Destiny 1, okay? Destiny 1 veterans. I'm a Destiny 1 veteran, okay? Okay. You remember Taken King? Remember how awesome that was? Now remember after that. Do you remember the content? Neither do I. Oh, there was that one free update in April, and that was it. Yeah. It was bad, wasn't it? There was a drought of content when Taken King dropped. Taken King was a great expansion, a whole lot better than the base game of Destiny 1, in my opinion. But yeah, after that, there was bumpkins, nothing. You kind of grinded the same stuff over and over. Oh, there's Dawning. But then spring came along and yeah, bored. So what they're doing with the annual pass is they're guaranteeing, biggest point, that we are getting content dropped within like certain periods through the year. In the winter, the spring, and the summer. Yeah, you know, we normally just get 2 small expansions. That's good. And on top of that, we obviously still get the events. Like, yeah. For me, I personally feel like the annual pass is a great idea. I just felt like they should have waited a bit to announce that, to be honest. But I understand that, you know, money. They want money and they want to be like, oh, we want you to pre-order this as well on top of Forsaken. There's still room for failure. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being like, man, this is a great idea. And then we get it and it's like, wow, 2 exotics? You shouldn't have. Could be shit, who knows? But the biggest point is this. When Forsaken releases, no matter how hyped you are, we're gonna get we're gonna like start squeezing out all the content out, and we're gonna be like, okay, now what? Normally with Taken King, that didn't happen until like, I don't know, January, even February, because of how much there was to do. But for people who grind it every single day, I would say maybe till December or November. With the annual pass, even without it, so when September drops, we got Forsaken. And then right after that, in October, we get Festival of Lost. It might not be that big of a deal of an event, but I feel like they've kind of learned to make events more, I don't know, interesting. So I do hope that with Festival of Lost, they take things further, make it more fun and enjoyable with a lot of things to earn for free. And I don't care about Eververse. I will gladly spend money on Eververse stuff if I feel like the game is doing great. If the developers are respecting the game, they're respecting their community, and so on and so forth. And then after that, November, I have no idea. But then December hits, and like, praise the annual pass. We get, well, one, we get the Dawning, of course, but we also get this very first little small expansion called Black Armory. And at first, when they were just naming these things, Black Armory, Joker's Wild and Penumbra, I was like, what are these? And I never expected them to be a lot different with the story direction of it being interesting. I mean, basically a person that's got these awesome secretive under like the radar weapons, and I'm really interested to learn about this kind of stuff. So I was shocked about that, but not only that, they made a point that with these small DLCs that they learned their mistakes. Well, they didn't learn their mistakes, but they learned what was good about Curse of Osiris and Warmind. Specifically Warmind, they didn't really say much about Curse of Osiris, because let's be real here. Yeah. Warmind, though, Escalation Protocol. And they made a big point about that. And which is good, because I feel like with these small expansions, they're prioritizing not story. There's still going to be story, but it seems like it's more about activities and content, the weapons, the things you grind for, more gameplay changing things rather than a 4-part story and you kill a worm god. Yeah, that was a joke. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I do like the story missions, to do those first before I do any activities, but I feel like they can do other ways of distributing story without like ruining like the entire expansion, where it just feels just dry. Warmind, I feel like, was pretty good. Its patrol area was a little bit larger. It was actually kind of reminded me of like Titan, where it was a good mix of like just 2 patrol area landing zones. It's a pretty big area. We got some strikes, and we got Escalation Protocol. And yes, I know the strikes for story missions, but come on, we digress. But in December, we get that. And then in January, and then in February, and then sometime in spring, which I'm going to maybe guess could be like April, we get Joker's Wild. Same thing, and then summer. That's the one thing that makes this good, is because when Warmind comes out, we pretty much have just the spread between Curse of Osiris and Warmind. It's just way too far away when it comes to Destiny. When we want content, we're the Destiny grinders. We want content now and all the time, 24/7. Yeah. So we get one in spring, and then we get one in summer, which is Penumbra, which I'm guessing is probably going to rely on going back to the Leviathan and learning the secrets about Calus. Maybe, hopefully, that'd be interesting. I don't know, but they did say we get raid layers. I do hope that these raid layers are not just like how Leviathan was, where it's like it's in the same area. We like diversity, like we did in Destiny 1, where it's like, hey, there's the Crota raid, or the Vault of Glass, or the Taken King raid, or Wrath of Machine. Like, they're very different on their designs, the mechanics, the enemies. We need more of that. We need that to return. But again, they are prioritizing the hobby, the activities, all these different things, which is good, because biggest problem is when we run into droughts, we get bored of Destiny, and we don't want to play it. We don't want to play Destiny, and that's what happened with Taken King, especially with the giant drought. Yeah, we got a free update in April with Challenge of Elders and stuff, but it really wasn't enough. Like, that would have been great if it was like one expansion, and then like 3 months later we got another small expansion to keep our interest just constantly going. So just because I'm spending money on this doesn't mean it's bad. It could be good, but I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of room of bad, a lot of room for that to happen. But I don't know. I'm very optimistic about it, and just overall with us getting events, the free seasons, and then with the expansion, the small expansions. After Forsaken, I feel like this is something they need to practice going forward. a lot more. Hopefully they execute it greatly, not poopily. I don't know. But I don't know. That's just personally what I have to say about it. And I do understand machine guns are coming back, and that's a big thing. But we're gonna get loot. We're gonna get different stuff. But again, there's a lot of room of failure and disappointment. They could do, who knows. But yeah, I just wanted to give my two cents on that. I want to know your thoughts, of course, as usual. Like, do you think that this is good? This is bad? I want to know why, though. Don't just be like, I don't like the annual pass, it's money. Explain why. And also, big thing, what is worth that amount of money to you? That's the other thing, is like when people are like, is this worth it or whatever? It's like, okay, well, there's people out there that spend $20 on a skin for Fortnite when Warmind is $20. And it's not just a skin. So it's... saying things are worth it and me telling you it's worth it is not going to help you. It's all based on your personal preference. So for me, I'm purchasing it because, well, I'm known to do Destiny content, and of course you guys are going to want me to make content. But for you as an individual who doesn't do what I do, you have more openness to make your own opinions, to make your own thoughts. But again, let's remember the Taken King. How amazing it was. And then the drought came. The dust bunnies came out of the disc. Yeah, we don't want that again. But either way, thank you for listening. Chibi out.